Hello once again. Hey, it's Dan here in Virginia. It's winter time, and I know a lot of the country's getting snow. We don't have any right now, but I'm sort of looking forward to getting some. Been playing with my old Sport Cub S2 here. I decided to winterize it. And by winterizing, I simply mean I'm going to take the wheels off and add snow skis. So I bought these snow skis some time ago. I splurged a little bit, and I bought these Dubro skis. These are Dubro Snow Bird skis. They're actually probably too big for this airplane, and they're a bit heavy. They weigh 131 grams with all their mounting hardware, but if you subtract out the weight of the wheels I took off, which is 50 grams, you end up adding 81 grams to the weight of the airplane, which is about, I don't know, 2.5 ounces, I guess. So that's not much. This plane will lift it. But they are extra heavy duty. I've got them mounted up. I'll talk you through that a little bit. But not only on the front, but I've got a ski on the back, which I have to make. You can't just buy these. This is made, I think I've talked about this before a little bit. This is made from a tongue depressor. And you have to take the tongue depressor and put it in boiling hot water from your teapot. And then you have to make a jig or put it in a vise to bend it to get this curvature of the ski on the front. And this center part here is 2 pieces of 3/16 aircraft plywood glued together with woodworker's glue, waterproof woodworker's glue. I cut a notch all the way through the ski and put that in there and glued it in with woodworker's glue. And then for a strake on the bottom, I think you can see it, this strake here, you can actually take a bamboo skewer from the kitchen, and you can split it very carefully with your very sharp craft knife. Make sure you don't split your fingers while you're doing it, and you glue it on the bottom. That gives you a little skeg. And I mounted it so that you'll see the center of it is a little bit more towards the front. That's so when you take off, the back end is it's weight heavy, so the gravity just pulls it down like that in flight. So back to the Dubro skis. You mount these up. I hope you can see it. Down in here, I put on a washer, put on the ski, put on another washer, and then you put the spring on, and then these holding fixtures you put on here. The hole is actually too big. Like I said, they're made for a larger airplane. The diameter of this axle is only 2.5 millimeters. The diameter of the hole in this fastening collar, I believe, is 4 millimeters. So you have to put these on. It's pretty tricky to get the spring on here, but you need to go to the Dubro actual product site, and they have a special little video on there. They have a little trick for mounting these springs. So you put them on there, and you got to really tighten them down. And when you do, before you do that, you need to put Loctite on them. And here's some stuff I found. This is called Permatex medium strength Loctite. But the secret to this, you'll see it's not a little flimsy tube that squirts all over your hand. This is gel Loctite. It works just like your chapstick. You take it open and you can actually crank it up out of there. I don't know if you can see this coming up or not. Probably can. You'll go up and you take your screw, just dab it on there. When you're done, you can actually turn it backwards and suck it back down inside there. Put the cap on. It's not running all over your hands and not running all over the screw. And you put it in that screw and you tighten this down with a 7/64 hex wrench. 7/64 is what fits the screw they give you. And you can see I put it in like this, and you really have to tighten it down. Once you get it tightened down, then you have to set the angle of the skis, which is not easy. When the plane's flying, you want the skis to be slightly tipped up. But if you get these too tight, the skis will be really tipped up and down in the bottom, and they will act like, guess what? They'll act just like a flap on your airplane. They're tipping down too far. So you have to adjust these so that when the plane takes off, the rear of the skis tip up just slightly like this, and when the plane comes into land, you bring her down, the skis fold down like that, and she slides on in. So I like to make different little things to help me out when I get to the field. It's easy here in the shop, but in the field you're always fumbling around. So I like to make, I made a little gauge, a ski gauge. This is simply a piece of wood. It's 3/16 of an inch thick, and I sanded it so I don't get splinters. But anyway, you take this gauge, and I found out if you put it right on the skis, it will slide right under that hex screw, and the hex screw will just barely touch it. So you want it to fit right there. That tensions the spring, both sides, puts it right there, tensions the spring, so that again, when it takes off, there's just enough tension on the rear of the spring that it kicks the ski up like this. So I haven't flown this yet, but I think she'll be just fine. I'm thinking next week. There's one day on Tuesday coming up. It's not going to be too bad. And even when there's no snow, there's always, I go early in the morning, there's always plenty of dew on the ground. And she should fly right off the grass, no problem. But just in case, being devious that I am, I'm going to take a bottle of Armor All protectant like you use on your car, your trim pieces. If the grass is dry, I'm going to spray Armor All on the bottom of the skis. And that stuff is really slick. So that'll surely make it slide easy enough. But these Dubro skis, they got skegs on them like the back one. I don't know if you can see the bottom. You can see they've got a ridge on them so to bite in the ground. And you actually have to assemble them. You have to screw this center part on. Now I got yellow ones. I really didn't want them. They come in different colors. I think they come in black and red and green. And I thought I'd go with red since that's my favorite color and keep with the paint scheme on the airplane, but they didn't have them. So I ordered the yellow, and I kind of like them. It matches the yellow tips on the propeller. So I think she's going to work just fine. I'm going to take her out next week and give her a whirl. So maybe you can do the same. And until then, safe flying out here.